A human rights organization is calling on a U.S. school to ban electric shocks on the children. I had no idea they were still shocking children in schools. Still, I had no idea they've ever shocked kids in school. I know they stopped allowing the teachers to hit the kids in the school a while back, right? And although I did do a story where some county somewhere in the U.S. is still allowing the teachers to hit the kids as long as the parents give permission and the parents can actually be in the presence of the beating if they'd like. And I'm sure a lot of parents take straight advantage of that. But I didn't know about this electric shock situation. Obviously this school is living in the 1890s. So an international body that is entrusted with upholding human rights has called for an immediate ban on the controversial use of electric shocks on severely disabled children in a school outside Boston. Oh, this is where I'm from. This is crazy. I never heard about the school in Massachusetts that shocks the kids. It's called the Judge Rottenberg Center, and it's in Canton, Massachusetts. It's believed to be the only school in the world that routinely inflicts high-powered electric shocks as a form of punishment on vulnerable children and adults. About 47 of its students are currently subjected to the electric shock treatment, which involves being zapped with electric currents far more powerful than those discharged by stun guns. That's serious! Stun guns are pretty potent. You're gonna shock these people? These mentally disabled people with something stronger than a stun gun? Are you out of your mind? How did they get away with this? Disability rights campaigners have tried for decades to stop this practice, which the school's administrators call, quote, aversive therapy. So they're just kind of putting this on the whole therapy thing. Yeah, it's a therapy. Like, haven't we all agreed that this shock therapy is like not good, and they don't even do it in the mental institutions as far as I know, right? I mean, I'm not I don't work in a mental institution, but like, I thought electric shock treatment went out the window with like lobotomy like a long time ago, right? I mean, right? They used to just pull the lobotomy, they would pull out the front part of your brain there, the frontal lobe or a piece of it or whatever. This was like old school psychology, and then they realized, oh, all that time we were stupid. We weren't supposed to be torturing people as a form of treatment. I mean, the weird, I should do a whole story on how weird the treatments have been for stuff like this going back. I mean, there used to be a treatment when someone had a mental disability, they would put leeches on their back because they thought that the mental disability came from some kind of bad blood, and so they put the leeches on their back to suck out this bad blood. I mean, this is crazy, like satanic stuff, but that's like how far the medical industry has come. Electric shocks, I mean, really? I'm embarrassed for my home state at this point. Now, so an Inter-American Commission on Human Rights has issued a rare formal notice known as precautionary measures that calls for immediate cessation of the electric shocks. The commission cites the work in 2013 of the then UN Monitor on Torture, Juan Mendez, who found electric shock technique was a potential violation of the UN Convention Against Torture and other international laws. It also notes several federal agencies and professional groups have called for a ban on, quote, aversive techniques on grounds that they can cause psychological trauma. Hell yeah, they can cause psychological trauma. You're going to improve their psychological mood by zapping them with a stun gun. Where do you get your degree, ladies and gentlemen? That's what I want to know. In a statement to The Guardian, the school said that the electric shock devices presented no serious risk to these children. Come on, really? No serious risk to the children? Here's a quote from these jerks. The clients are generally free of restraint and ineffective and dangerous psychotropic medications. What? Free of injuries and able to further their education and relationships with their families in ways that were not possible with any other treatments. So half of this sentence makes sense, the other half doesn't. I think these people have been using the electric zaps on their own brains. But they're saying that, so I guess what they're saying is medication isn't working. And they are insisting that this electric shock treatment is free of injuries. Yeah, I mean, just because you're not breaking a limb doesn't mean you're not doing some kind of injury to them with this electricity. This is just crazy talk, and they immediately need to be shut down, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know how you can let an organization like this go on. How are the police not just breaking down the door and arresting everybody and shutting the place down? I don't understand that. It's common knowledge they're doing this there, and it's just allowed to happen. I can't shoot fireworks off my balcony for 30 minutes without someone calling the cops and shutting me down. Never mind zapping someone. No, this is treatment. What I do is I shoot fireworks at the heads of people who have you know, mental disabilities, and it really just fireworks them and zaps them right out of their condition. It's great. Over the years, this school has been at the center of a number of scandals. In 2007, staff at the center inflicted almost 100 electric shocks to 2 boys in their care after receiving a phone call purportedly from a senior manager saying the students had misbehaved. The call was later discovered to have been made by a hoaxer. They took a kid, there was a fake call, and they zapped the shit out of these 2 kids. I mean, unbelievable. This place needs to be shut down immediately. Look, I'm not in charge of anything, and I'm kind of an idiot, but I know an illegal operation when I see one. That's for sure. Have any of you been zapped? Call Weird AF News. I want to know about your experience. Maybe you've been lobotomized. Call and moan in my ear.